Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amaris Williams, and I'm here to tell you on why you should want to vote. So, how many of you are actually registered voters, and how many of you pay attention to debates and know who you're voting for? Today, I'm going to tell you the important reasons on why you should be registered and why you should care about voting. You may be wondering why you should want to vote. Well, voting allows you to participate in our democracy. Candidates represent you and your ideas, and the leaders support the citizens' interests depending on who you vote for. I myself am registered to vote because I want to participate in our democracy and be able to choose different candidates to implement the policies that I personally agree with. I will argue why you should vote and why you should vote for like-minded candidates, as well as why voting is important, especially for the Latinx community. First, I will explain to you why it is important for you to vote. According to the Texas University at Austin, 2008 U.S. Census Bureau says that only 63% of all registered people voted. That doesn't seem bad until you realize that only 72% of America is even registered to vote. In reality, only 45% of America is even voting in these elections, even though they could determine the fate of the whole country. So basically, this means that less than half of the country is making decisions for the country as a whole. According to the American Process, almost 92 million eligible Americans did not vote in the 2016 presidential elections. In the 2014 midterm elections, an estimated 143 million eligible Americans failed to vote, marking the lowest participation in 72 years. This is worrisome because of all the controversy happening in this past election regarding abortion, police brutality, immigration. If all eligible voters were to vote, it could sway public policies for the better. Immigration brings me to my next topic on why it is important to vote, especially for the Latino community. According to the National Association of Latino Elected and Appointed Officials, there are 5,928 Latino elected officials in the country at the local, state, and federal levels. However, we only have 2 senators and 2 governors of Hispanic descent. Having more Latino representation in the government will get Latinos the representation they need and deserve, especially since they're the largest minority in America. Representation in the Latino community is important for laws, financial support, and programs focused and based upon the Latino community. I know there are people out there who don't like any candidates at all or think their vote won't count because of the Electoral College. And if you don't know what the Electoral College is, it's the certain amount of votes each state gets based on their population. And according to the Washington Post, American elections aren't actually about the people who vote, they're about the people who don't. Politicians are always chosen by less than a majority of the population. Laws and practices that exclude large numbers of potential voters determine who wins and who loses. So basically, in a sense, not voting not only silences you as an American, but it negatively affects those who choose to participate, causing an uneven balance in democracy, letting only a small group of people make decisions for the whole country. Voting is important for all. It is important to participate in our democracy as voters in order to choose the president, our senators, and state representatives, as well as vote for the types of policies happening within our communities, especially for the Latinx community, for equal representation. I hope that you guys take this information and it makes you realize how important voting actually is and know that not voting leads to severe consequences in the end. And the choices we make and decisions we make as a democracy are important and directly impact us as college students. And we have to remember that we're tomorrow's generation and whatever we do now will affect us as adults in the real world.